What's happening, buggers? And we're looking ahead to game week 7 with a team selection video. How my team did in game week 6, I was very happy to see a rank increase of 300,000, which is obviously what we as FPL managers are trying to chase. So overall, I was very happy with the team. Starting at the back, we had Henderson, another 1-pointer. I thought he got quite unlucky not to get some more save points. Alexander-Arnold got taken off in the 59th minute, meaning that it wiped out the clean sheet, the 4 points there, and the extra point for the minutes appearance. So that brought his round score down from 6 for 1 point. FPL might need to rethink how they do that. I'm very happy to have Kieran Trippier in my side, 8 points. He's a top transfer target for game week 7, so I'm very happy to have in my team. Perisic came off the bench, looked lively. Hopefully he starts the next game. In the midfield, I had 0 returns, which made me very sad. Zaha, Gundogan, Martinelli, who should have had a goal, and Salah, captain, all blank, so not great for me in the midfield. But it's up front, which tells the story. Tony with the hat-trick, 17 points, the savior of the game week. Jesus, unfortunately, wasn't able to get the goods again, and Haaland scored with 3 bonus points. So not only is my man scoring game week after game week, but also he's producing the BPS that's going to get him the bonus points in the long run. Certainly a very scary player to have looking ahead to game week 7. Starting at the back, we've got Dean Henderson, and he looks like a great option between the sticks. Still very happy to own him. He's predicted to be scoring 3.59 points, which obviously means that the algorithm seems to think that he's going to be making lots of saves for those BPS points. He's ICT index 2 of 62 amongst goalkeepers, meaning that he is impacting the game and is a fantastic choice between the sticks. Looking to defense, and it's the player that everybody's getting rid of, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now remember, last time the players did this, as many as 400,000 managers sold Trent Alexander-Arnold ahead of a double-digit haul against Bournemouth. I think we're going to see a sneaky resurgence by Liverpool. Obviously, they lost their Champions League game quite convincingly against Napoli, but it's time for a bounce back, and Wolves seems to be the perfect side for this to happen against. However, if Liverpool continue to do badly, I'm going to certainly look at getting rid of their transfers ahead of their next game week. Next up, it's the most transferred in defender of game week 7. I'm happy to already own him. So I got ahead of the game, and I got some more price rises out of my boy Kieran Trippier on set pieces, bonus point machine, looking like one of the best options at the back for FPL, and certainly not going anywhere in my fantasy Premier League side. Now we're looking at FPL's biggest secret, and that is Emerson at West Ham, coming in at 4.0, and is definitely looking good to start for David Moyes' side. West Ham is certainly not as bad as their form has shown, and that makes me think that Emerson going forward is going to be one of those almost Lundstrom type players that everybody's going to jump on once he starts scoring. He's playing at wing back, and he's got plenty of attacking potential. And as you can see, in terms of my side, I'm looking to start him ahead of Perisic and Williams from Forest, which could be a risk. At the same time, I'm banking on a resurgence of form from West Ham. Looking next, and we've got the ruiner of Man United's dreams. Is he going to do it? I certainly think so. United have been on a high after back-to-back wins. I think Will Zaha is going to go against Man United and spoil the party. He loves to play against Man United, and I think that there's a cheeky goal or an assist coming for Zaha and a Man United loss. Looking ahead, we've got Gundogan. He was the player that I was targeting to transfer out, but he didn't start the Champions League last night, which makes me think that Gundogan is going to start against Spurs, and makes me think that I should keep him in case he gets a cheeky assist or propped up with a goal. Man City is all about scoring, and Gundogan certainly is a big contributor in that side. Gabriel Martinelli, he was definitely unlucky not to score against United, and VAR was all over the place with him and other decisions. He is certainly one of the better players to have, and he shouldn't be a player that you're looking to take out of your team anytime soon. Having said that, in terms of future transfers, Arsenal is going to go through a tricky run of fixtures, so it could be somebody looking to offload. However, at his price point, he looks like a great enabler in the team, even if it's a tough run of fixtures. So I'm very happy to own him. Also looking likely to score 4.49 points according to the algorithm. And now the controversial one. I feel like I'm going to get a lot of hate in the comments for this one, but Mo Salah, he's too good. He is too good to continue this bad run of form. If you take a look at the overall ICT index, there is underlying numbers that the FPL website is taking a look at. Now, they haven't always been great indicators of points, but if you took a look at some of our other pundits like FPL Black Box, he was ranked just behind Kevin De Bruyne in terms of his underlying stats. And to me, that makes me think that he is going to eventually score and start to pick up a run of form. Wolves looks like the perfect team for him to pick up a couple of points. I think this will be the last game week that I take a punt on Mo Salah ahead of Erling Haaland. I just think that he's too good. Haaland has started all the games so far, despite the fact that Guardiola said that he would rest him, and potentially this will be the game week that Haaland gets a bit of rest. But I'm gambling that if they do score, and if potentially they do score both, those extra points that the midfielders get will put him ahead of Haaland, and that's why he's my captain ahead of the game week 7 deadline. My savior of game week 6, and it's Ivan Toney, hat-trick hero. He's not going anywhere in my side anytime soon. I've seen a lot of people trying to squeeze in Kane, Haaland, and then one of Toney or Mitrovic. For me, I think that Gabriel Jesus will be the one that makes way for me for Mitrovic once that fixture swing happens. I'm looking ahead to that Chelsea game, and the managerless Chelsea is ripe for the picking. Mitrovic hasn't been scared to score against the big teams, but I can't look away from Jesus against Everton. So it isn't looking likely that I'm going to be making too many changes in my forward line. And speak of the devil, Jesus, he looks like a very strong second contender for that captaincy slot. The reason why I say that, Everton are without Pickford, and the only reason that they managed to stay in the game against Liverpool was because of their shot stopper, who looked like he just had the game of his life. I think without Pickford, Everton are in some real trouble, and we could see as much as a 4-0 result against them. So certainly this isn't the game week to be getting rid of Arsenal players, and I think that we're going to see big hauls, and this might be my last minute captaincy contender option. You should look at my Twitter. I do release my final team before the game week deadline. Follow me if you'd like to see what that team looks like ahead of that deadline. And lastly, I'm literally going to be hiding behind the couch when Man City play, because I'm going against Haaland again for captain. He is just looking like a absolute different class compared to anybody in the world right now. He's so big. He's so fast. He's always in the right place at the right time. He's just hungry for goals like I haven't seen a player since prime Ronaldo. This will be probably the last game week that I go against Haaland. If he scores again and hurts me, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to have a little cry in the corner. Like I said, I'm going to be backing Salah against Haaland. At the same time, I'm absolutely terrified, and I don't know whether I'm going to be able to even watch the Man City game. On the bench, we've got Ward. Lots of people I see are still starting Ward. They still look like the whipping boys at the moment, so I certainly wouldn't be starting him, but he is a playing 4.0 keeper, and that's exactly what we want to be looking at as FPL managers. First sub, Williams, great first sub option in my opinion. I put him ahead of Perisic just because that City game, City do look dangerous whether Haaland starts or doesn't. So he's not likely to get a clean sheet. He did also start the Champions League game, so potentially isn't going to start this one over the weekend. But he's going to be my third sub, with Andreas Pereira being my second sub of choice. Like I said, Chelsea looks targetable, and potentially it makes sense to start Andreas in my starting 11. However, I can't find a place for him just because my team looks so strong. And that takes me on to my transfers. It's one of these weird starts to the seasons where game week after game week, it's hard to find an obvious transfer to make. The only one that I'm really considering is to move Perisic on. With Perisic coming off the bench, he looks likely to get something out of these games. So I just don't know what to do in terms of this game week. It might be good to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below, but I don't know. As it stands at the moment, I'm looking to even burn a transfer. The only other option I could look at is to potentially move Ward down to Everton just to get that 0.1 back ahead of the next game week. All in all, I'm not 100% sure what to do. Zaha looks like a great option against United, and I've just got a feeling that potentially is the only other move I could make, move Zaha onto another player. But then I'd probably look at Rashford, and I don't know if that makes any sense because the two teams are playing against each other. The Crystal Palace Brighton game is postponed for next weekend, so I will need to look at something for Zaha for that game, but I might just bench him in that game. So looking ahead, I'm not 100% sure what to do, and I think the most likely thing is just to roll those transfers. So it's a bit of a strange game selection, but all in all, I'm quite happy with what we're going to do, and I think it's going to be a massive green arrow in the coming game week. Guys, we're a new channel. If you enjoyed this content and it helped you, please consider subscribing to the channel and dropping a like on this video. I'll catch you guys in the next episode.